Welcome to our next episode of
Fandom
Family
Chats.
This is a production of Family Fan Clubs on Facebook. You can find us all over Facebook. You can find us all over social media under Fandom Family Chats. Look us up, get dialed in, get plugged in, and get ready to listen to some crazy people talk crazy stuff.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Fandom Family Chats. I'm Jeanette.
I'm Eve.
And I'm Amanda.
And we are back for our ABC night. Station 19 and Grey's Anatomy are back finally. Yay! It was like so long. But they're back. They came back strong.
They usually don't come back until March. So, I mean, this was a shorter wait than
Okay.
usual. But still, it's too long.
It felt long. But we're back.
It did feel long. I needed that recap.
I know. I was like, what happened? No, for sure. But this episode of Station 19, it was a pretty intense one. But so let's start with some of the light and funny. Let's start with this fun scavenger hunt that we had our ladies come into the firehouse for.
They made me so happy.
I loved it. Every second of that.
This was great. This was great for the show because it's something that was funny, goofy, not any kind of drama really to it. There was like little funny drama, but it was like more funny than it was like dramatic. And it was, I don't know, it was like really fresh and nice to have that kind of pointless storyline over here.
Yeah.
Unless that pitcher is going to get out of Montgomery for the race of Maiden.
Let me tell you, like,
because that's all that's in my head.
I was loving that. Okay.
I was like, I mean, hey, it might do him some good.
I mean, I'd vote for him. I can't be the only one, right? No, like, the whole fire zaddy thing coming back. I love when we bring that back because I mean, Sullivan hates it, and so that makes it even better that it exists. But just those old ladies, and I mean, they were like, so who's going to take their shirt off so we can sit on their lap? And I was like, I was already naming who I think should do it. I was like, yep, Sullivan, Travis, go ahead, boys. And sure enough, there they were. So it was good. It was good. It was good.
They were all really good sports about it too. Like they were having a lot of fun with it also, and like they did a little fashion show too. Like they were wearing the gear.
That was funny.
I was like, is this a thing that like fire stations do? Like, how do we sign ourselves up?
Well, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking, can we have like, maybe there should be a Fandom Family Chat scavenger hunt, and this would give us all the excuse. Although my firefighters don't look like that, unfortunately. So
they usually don't.
I mean, I shouldn't even say that. Our wonderful firefighters, they do a wonderful job. I've not seen any that I was attracted to, but that's okay.
Maybe you just have bad taste. Okay,
that could be it too. You never know, right? The only thing in this, like, in these scenes that was a little bit heavy was when we were, Travis, I forgot that he did this, that he leaked that story about Dixon.
Yeah.
And
I forgot about this too.
Like, Ben was lecturing him, and then like, you know what, Travis, you should not have done this. That was bad.
Yeah.
But I'm not really that mad about it.
Especially not after
this week.
Not after what Dick did this week.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm not mad about it at all.
No, I'm not either. I understood both sides, to be honest. And sometimes politics do get unfortunately dirty. I mean, that's one reason I would never personally go into politics. I'm not, it's not I don't trust it. It's just, it can get so messy so fast.
Yeah. I mean, my only issue with it being leaked is that it could put Crisis 1 in a bad position. And that's something that's really important. So like, I don't like that. I don't really care that people find out about Dixon and his wife and all that. I don't care about that. I just don't want the program to be compromised.
And Crisis 1 had a really good call this week too.
Oh my gosh, that was
scary.
It was hard to watch, honestly.
It was. I had tears welling in my eyes watching this. It seemed, I mean, the acting, like, really good job. Like, so good because I was totally pulled into that scene. like wanting to stand up and just be closer to it and like what's
Mhm.
gonna happen. Like I was afraid one of ours was gonna be
Yeah.
shot or
Yeah.
tased or whatever,
Mhm.
maybe by mistake. It got like really intense there for a minute.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
I mean, they pull like Vic and Andy pull up and they've already had this guy on the ground, zip ties up. He's
So sad.
You can tell he's in like distress.
Mhm.
And I don't know. I was super impressed when Vic called for a police liaison.
Vic, I tell you what, I mean, Andy was obviously really like it was very beneficial in this, call as well, but something about Vic, I mean, she was just right there. I mean, she was standing in between the guy with the taser and the kid. I mean, she was
Yeah.
holding nothing back, and I was really proud of her for that. And I mean, props to Ross too, like coming there and diffusing that situation in the way that she did. She had me super impressed with all of her like skills of like noticing everything that was happening around her.
Yeah.
Which
The more she talked, the more I was like, keep going, keep going.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
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 I
And that's
was
what
Go ahead.
I mean, and we found out, the reason she was sort of dragging that on is because I bet she saw that person recording as soon as she pulled up, and she just needed them to get enough footage that she could be like, okay, you guys, like, you're going to have to back off now, or you're not going to like what's going to make it out into the media.
Yep. Absolutely. I didn't see that person at all. I don't know if any
No.
of us really did in the background.
Yeah.
I didn't
I
go back and
almost
watch or
would
anything,
like to
but
go. Yeah, I'd like to go back and watch them. Were
like
they
could you
there the
see
whole
them?
time? Like, I'm curious.
That would actually be really cool if they
Mhm.
did do that. And
Just the way that Dixon acted alone in this situation,
mm-hmm.
with just, I mean, not being reasonable at all in
Yeah.
the
Let's
way
do
they
it
were
the hard way.
yeah, I mean, just he was just showboating like he always does. And so I mean, that was probably half the reason that I wasn't mad that stuff got leaked about him, because we got to see him again. He won't change. He won't be any better than he was from the first time we saw him. So
No.
I just don't care. I have no sympathy.
No.
He's earned it.
I want to see this guy go down so bad.
Yeah. It's gonna happen, I think.
It better.
It
Sooner
has-
rather than later, please. I am getting tired of this dick.
Yes.
Oh, that was perfect. I love that.
I mean, that is his name. That is his name.
Marine.
I'm so happy to really work in this particular
Love it.
yeah.
Obviously, she's not here.
No, she'll hear it later and she'll think it's hilarious.
Oh,
She'll be like,
man.
Amanda.
I'll definitely get reprimanded for that one. Sorry.
It's his name. You can't.
It is his name, though.
It is his name.
That was also my grandfather's name. Like y'all to know.
Okay. Yeah. Then what do we Meredith though coming to the fire station with the kids at the end of all
Oh,
this. Oh, I love
that was really
that.
sweet. I knew she was going to come in because I saw a guest starring
Mhm.
Ellen Pompeo, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
she's even going to make an appearance in the Station 19. That's really cool.
Kind of like upset me though a little bit, because I'm like, man, like we have like over the years, I don't know if we've really had many Andy Meredith scenes.
Yeah.
I'm like, our two leading ladies, I feel like y'all could have been good friends. Like this could have been something,
Yeah.
But I don't know.
They were super friendly at like the very beginning of Station 19, like
Mhm.
beginning of season 1, and then the backdoor pilot too. They got along really well. So
Mhm.
it's too
Yeah.
bad we didn't get more of that, while Ellen Pompeo was still around full time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I have a question about this episode though.
Mm-hmm.
Did anyone else find it really odd that Maya is MIA and nobody is like, hey, I wonder where Maya is. Yeah, what happened to her? Let's go find her. Like nothing. Like she just didn't show up for the call, and nobody, like no
Yeah.
mention of her at all.
Well, like I remember they like at the beginning, where was it? like I guess the last episode, like when they were getting ready to leave to go to the house fire, I remember someone said, like, where's Maya? And like, she's not here. And so they had to go without her. But is that typical? Like, do you just leave your firefighter behind if they don't make it to the engine on time? Like that seems
Yeah, I would think so. I
I
mean,
would
it's more
imagine.
important for the engine to go and everybody
but
else
then
on
you
board.
don't like it felt like there was almost no follow-up with it, which is what was strange, especially since this is Maya, who obviously, like, I mean, we know she's like married to her job. Like she's not.
Yeah, but she had been
I
kind of
know.
fishy leading up
True,
to it.
true.
So they could be like, she's
Whatever.
doing,
Yeah.
doing something.
Yeah.
They don't. I don't feel like they need to have time to worry about what she's doing.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm glad. I'm
She's
glad
just,
Jack.
oh, Maya.
I'm kind of
Ugh,
over her. What I kind of
please.
felt bad was, I mean, like Jack in this whole thing. I mean, he's like, so he finds her. I mean, he's obviously terrified. He told Karina later on, like, I thought she was dead.
Yeah.
Um,
I
and
did
that
want to say
was
how hot Jack looked carrying her out of there when they wouldn't even like, show us his face, but we all
Jack is
knew it was
always.
Jack. Like you know Jack from front and back.
Yes.
But I liked also how they filmed that
Mm-hmm.
of the kind of like a mystery who picked her up. I mean, like I said, we all knew, but
Yeah.
they kind of made it like a little bit of a mystery, which
Yeah.
I liked.
Yeah. No, I mean, I agree. Of course, I always think Jack looks good, so that's not, no surprise there. Um, I laughed a little bit too when they got her to the hospital, and I'm like, okay, so Kwan's working on her. Like, where's an attending? Because this is
I
like
was doing the same thing. I was like, "Hello, this is
this is a
Yeah,
one. This is a lieutenant for the fire department, and two, this is like Dr. DeLuca's wife.
yeah," and like
Like,
we're nilly
that was,
willying it.
I was like,
yeah,
where are the grown-ups? Like,
exactly, exactly. I mean, he was doing fine, you know what I mean? But I'm like, let's
Was
call
he?
someone else. Well,
well, he wouldn't make any calls. And the nurse was kind of
I
like,
The
know.
nurse is like
The
running
nurse was
it.
doing fine, basically.
the,
Yeah,
well, the nurse was
Exactly.
pretty much running the show. Like, I'm sure nurses do at
I think they
hospitals
probably
on
do.
the
Yeah.
daily. But she was just like, I need a verbal, like, I need a verbal response, doctor. Like, you need to tell me it's okay. And then
Yeah,
Teddy walked in. I was like, oh, thank goodness.
I
Yes.
know. I was like, as soon as I saw Quan, I was like, "Ooh, crossover!" I didn't know we were having a crossover. I know that sounds stupid. I think did they announce it? I guess.
I kind of assumed just because I knew Maya was going to have to get to the hospital, but I don't think
But
they made like a
sometimes they
big
do
thing
that, and
about
like
it.
They
we
do
don't like hear anything else about it.
They
Yeah,
do
true.
character crossovers like that frequently and then never say that they're going to do it. So,
Yeah, I was like, I got a little excited because I was like, "Ooh, crossover, cool."
Yeah.
I do have to say I did watch Station 19 like 2 days after I watched Grace.
No, I
So
watched Station 19 first. I always do though, just in
I
case.
usually always do, but I was
Yeah.
really anxious to watch Grace
Yeah.
this week, and so I just went in first on that one.
Yeah.
But
It's understandable. But even after even after they find out she's got this like heart thing going on from obviously excessive exercise and exerting herself too much, Maya's still trying to play it off like, I'm good. Like, I've always exercised a lot. Girl, you like passed out and like
yeah,
almost died. You're not good.
her pee was like brown,
Yes.
like she's
I
not okay,
I
and
can't
I do not blame Karina
No,
at all.
she had to do that. I felt really bad for her because I know in that moment I was feeling awful because I was thinking, poor Karina, okay? She has had her dad, and then even like Andrew, I can't call him Andrew, just DeLuca. I mean, it's weird since she's DeLuca too, but there for that period of time with their mental illness and just the way that they spoke to her and things like that. And then Maya's doing the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm thinking Karina is so strong
Yes.
for being able to like navigate through that without like blowing up on someone, because I think she understands that it's all about, I mean, it's mental illness at this point. I think in a way it is for Maya as well. She's just dealing with so much that's causing her to, because I mean, say what you want about Maya would never speak to Karina like that, not on a normal circumstance. And so, I mean, obviously she needs this like hold, and she needs to be able to figure out what's going on with herself here. I don't know.
I can't say the reaction surprised me in the least because it's Maya.
Right.
Her reaction didn't surprise me.
I think
but
the harshness of it surprised me a little bit.
when she started doing digs at like DeLuca, same
Yeah.
thing, Andrew. You know, I was like, okay, that
It's too much.
you took it too far now.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah,
you
that was a low blow.
you
For
took it too far. Whatever. I was at the end when Karina was packing, I was like, good.
Yeah.
Bye. Go.
Yeah.
Like I'm sorry. At this point, Karina doesn't need to be dealing with this.
Yeah.
She's dealt with way too much in her life to have Maya just I mean, it's one thing if it was like the first thing she did or the second thing she did. But it's
Mhm.
just a consistent drama tornado behind her.
Yeah, I'm ready for it to be over. Like I'm
Yeah.
ready for us to like, and maybe this is it. Maybe this will cause it to move forward because I'm done, I think. And I mean, not just with Karina. I mean, we saw Andy was sitting there with her at the end. I hopefully maybe she's being nicer to her. I mean, even poor Jack. I mean, like I said, he was sitting there talking to Karina about how, that fire station is my family. Maya is my family. I mean,
Mhm.
and that's true. So I don't know. Maya needs to get better for the people that care about her. I'm kind of
Yeah.
done.
Yeah.
For sure.
And also how Beckett told them all. What
Yeah.
was that?
It was over in 2 seconds. Like, she's on leave until further notice, dismissed. I was like, stop. Wait.
Yeah.
More details, more words.
And they're all like, wait, what?
But here's my question. So, of course, I mean, I don't know, maybe it'll have something to do with Beckett. Maybe he'll end up leaving. But, like, when she does get better, like, then what happens to Jack? Because he took her spot? Like, how does this
I don't know
play
how they're
out?
going to play that or how long
Unless
it's going to be gone.
maybe Beckett is going to, because we saw him drinking again at the end. So maybe he's going to be on his way out and Andy will get to be captain. And then now there's the spot back for Maya whenever she gets better.
That can be a solution. That'll be nice.
Yeah. Because
I'd
I
be
mean,
fine with that.
obviously, Jack is staying now. Like, we're not going to, like, none of that's going to happen.
Yep.
Real quick, talking about Jack, his sister coming to the firehouse. When she came in and they were both so awkward and like
Yes.
I before Andy even said it, I was like, well, they are definitely related because that is exactly, I mean, that was perfect. That is exactly how he is. So
no, they did that perfectly. I'm
agree. Excited for that for sure.
Next week though, in the previews, we see Maya working with what is her name on Station 19?
Diane.
Karen.
It's
Diane.
not Karen. Diane.
Thank you.
I put Karen in the outline because I couldn't remember her name.
Oh, when I read the outline,
I was like,
had to
ooh,
think
now it's
about
only
it.
Karen.
Yeah, no, I had to think about it. I was like, oh, what is her name? It's not Karen. Diane. Which
I'm
I
sure
love
she'll
Diane.
answer to either.
Probably, right?
Oh no. So hopefully she's going to be on an up and up. And we also see Theo and Travis running back into a burning house.
I don't like that.
I don't like this. We haven't seen very much of Theo lately, and that's kind of scaring me.
Well, and there's been like Theo had that conflict in that he was sort of going up against like Beckett, and he said something to Ross about there's been some. I've had just kind of an eerie feeling, but the only thing that's holding me back from thinking something would happen to him is that I mean Vic lost Ripley like way back when, so I really can't imagine that you would do that to her again.
And losing Dean.
Yes. And then also not to mention that, I mean, that's like in this burning building, she's looking all distressed. You've got the man that you love and your best friend.
Yeah.
Like, let's
leave Vic alone. Like, don't do that.
I'm going to be hopeful.
Yeah, I think they're going to be okay.
I think they're just trying to scare us in the preview like they usually do. I think they're going to be okay.
When's the last time that we said that about a Station 19
episode?
What?
You know what?
Okay.
Hush.
That did not end well for us the last time a Station 19 episode. We were like, no, it's going to be fine. They wouldn't do that.
It's going to be fine. No, it's not a finale. It's not a...
Neither was that.
I know. That's what I'm saying. When the worst days of our lives happen, that's it. We did not see that coming. So
both of my worst days, the one here and then the one with Evan Hawkins, both of those were completely unexpected. No one had any idea this was happening.
This one, they're trying to give us like
that's true.
So
that's
true. I think we're good.
I love how we call that the worst days of our lives. Clearly, we haven't had that many bad days. We're talking about fictional characters. That's okay though.
I don't want to talk about it. All right.
Yeah.
So we can go ahead and jump into Grey's Anatomy. All right. So this is episode 7. It's called I'll Follow the Sun. And today's the day, the one we've all been waiting for. It's Meredith's last day, Grace Sloan, which means the chief of surgery gig is up for grabs.
Yes.
I love how Teddy was just invited to a committee and she's like, oh, I'm invited to a committee. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
The ambassador of fun.
Poor Teddy. It's like, Richard, you're not getting it. She wants the job. But he had an explanation for that. So
I know, and he did. And you know what? I really did accept his response to her. And I was like, you know what? He is right.
Mm-hmm.
And I get that she wanted it, and she got it. I mean, he had no reservations at giving it to her. He just didn't think she'd actually want it.
Then when she said, "Can I think about it?" His look on his face was like, "Yeah, sure. Here, I've just offered it to you. If you've gone through all of this," she's like, "Let me think about it."
I like barked out loud.
Yeah, it was funny. It was funny. But I mean, he's right. So she needs to think about, like, you've got like small children at home. So you do need to think about if this is like what you really want to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I mean, she's also got children at the hospital too, because the interns were just a hot mess this week. So
what happened?
She's gonna inherit them.
You know, the interns are like, I will admit, those were my favorite parts of the episodes lately.
Oh yeah, that was the best. I love them.
I had a couple of favorite parts. None of them had to do with Meredith really. But sadly, I mean, obviously we know Amanda loves Ellen Pompeo, and I'm devastated that she's leaving the show, but I completely 100% understand her leaving the show. I don't hold anything against her. She's done her job. So going to Helm for help. That was brilliant. That was a brilliant idea. Like, to the writers. Usually I'm hating on the writers.
Yeah.
Even though I love the show, I don't know why I would hate on them, but still I usually get mad at them. Like, bravo to do this. Like that was perfect to keep her in.
And here's the thing. I mean, all of it leading up to it was funny because I mean, Levi telling the story about, like, you know, Helm and all of that, and how she's wakes whatever he said across the street. They're like, wait, you got a surgeon like across the street at Joe's? But I kind of loved it because now I'm kind of shipping Minka and Helm together, because our other interns have their own little thing, and Minka's, I think she's gay, right? And we already said that. So I'm like, cool. Helm has needed a love interest since the moment she was on the show.
Yes.
Let's do it. And maybe that'll be a way to get her back to the hospital. At least, not even if it's not a love interest, a friendship between the two of them, something. Because she really can't, although she seems happy at Joe's. So I don't know what we're going to do.
They've been showing an awful lot of her for them to just not bring her back to the hospital.
That's what I've been saying, is they wouldn't keep her around
unless she's just the new Joe, because Joe's not over there anymore. So unless she's just, I don't know. We'll see. She seems happy.
That could be too. I don't know how they're going to play this out, but as long as you keep Helm, I'll be happy.
Exactly.
I like her. I know you were touching on Mika, and I want to make sure we mention that her house got towed away.
Her in it.
With her in it.
She jumped out just in time, and then they're pulling away with all her stuff. I'm like, but everything she owns is in that van. Like, what is she gonna do now?
Poor girl. I felt so bad for her.
I always forget how broke they are at the beginning.
I know. I had flashbacks.
The magic team was too.
Yeah, I had flashbacks. Of course, I think it was because they just wanted to be close to the hospital. But I remember Alex had his little mobile, or he had some kind of little thing out in the parking lot too.
The Airstream.
I just remember. Oh yeah, that's what it was. Yeah,
it was Derek's Airstream.
Yeah, I just remember it was in the hospital parking lot for a while when Alex was living in it. So it was good. It was good.
I loved it. That was a good start for the interns. I'm really loving the interns now, and
I am too.
It's making me excited about Grace again, which I didn't think would happen. Because even me, as big of a Grace fan as I am, I was,
Yeah.
the last couple of seasons, like we've said a million times on this podcast, is
Yeah.
they were just so awful.
Yeah.
And
And I think if we can keep like making sure that they are front and center, because I mean,
yeah,
I still like my other characters, but at the same
Yeah.
time, I think I'm done with them. Like, I think I've seen enough at this point.
they need to
So,
like just be happy kind of now and stop with the
Yeah.
dramatics of them,
Yeah.
and then make the dramatics on the interns. Like
Yeah.
let the other ones like us kind of be like happily ever after,
Mhm. Yeah. And maybe, I mean, just slowly, yeah, I don't know. I think I'm just done. I don't want drama from anyone else within the hospital.
Yeah.
I don't know. But because I mean, we've got plenty of like relationships going on within the interns, like we said. I mean, obviously Lucas and Simone, adorable in my opinion. Like
Mhm.
they just have
Yep.
so much chemistry. I love it.
Yes. They
Um,
kind of reminded me of a very young Meredith and Derek.
yeah, kinda. Yeah.
And then when I saw them like both in the house of that, I was like, man, they are really giving me Meredith and Derek vibes, and I'm digging it. I love it.
Yeah. I mean, without without him being like an attending. Yeah, I agree with that
Yeah.
completely.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
In just like
totally.
a couple sense, not like a attending intern kind of
Right.
relationship thing. That's
Right.
we already had that with Jules and Link.
Link. I know. Although I think that's done. I mean, what's funny is I don't know what I think about her and Quan yet, because Quan is probably the one intern that I need you to build more for me to like. I don't dislike him. I
Yeah.
just don't feel anything for him at all.
I feel like
Yeah.
we haven't been given enough
Uh-huh.
of him to really, endear him.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
I don't know. I feel like I need a lot more.
Yeah.
I agree. I mean, because we've gotten a little bit of tidbits from all the other ones that are making them more personable and
Mhm.
for us, but we really haven't seen too much of him because even like the story that he told to that girl was just a lie. Like
Yeah.
he's very vain, and
Mhm.
so I think that's probably why we don't really hear from him too much.
Yeah.
We got a little bit more from Jules about why she hates babies.
Her hippie
Holy
family.
moly!
That's wild. That's
I thought it
wild.
was going to be some like real tragic story, and then this is what she shared. I was like, oh, that is not what I thought this was going to be, but I love it.
I mean, though, I'm telling you, I could see just picturing that. I could see how that could be traumatic. Because, like she
Yeah.
said, I mean, birth is like a horror movie. Like, it's disgusting and crazy. And no, I totally understand. That would be, I can't imagine like a 5-year-old witnessing that because their
Eh,
parents wanted them to, not even like because like it just happened.
the whole thing with like scissors and cutting the cord and all that, I was like, okay, that's taking it a bit step.
Yeah.
Like,
That's like my kid,
but
like
in making
Shelby,
her do
like,
it, like as a parent, like we know, like you ask your children, like, hey, do you want to do this? And they say no,
yes.
no.
Yeah.
Not like you have to do this. When
Yeah.
it's something like that. Now, if
Yeah.
it's like you have to run out of this fire building, then yes, that's
Sure.
something.
But no, there's like, yeah, no, Shelby's been going around singing her boundary song. It's something like that. There's like boundaries,
Yeah,
okay? Like
exactly.
making me feel uncomfortable. Yeah, like that's weird.
Yeah, don't I don't
Mm.
I don't want to see that. Thanks.
It
Um,
was, but it was definitely a funny story, and it was funny to watch Quan's face as she's telling it because he kind of
yes,
had the same reaction, kind of like, okay, yeah, that's traumatic, but like it's also really funny. Like,
I know.
but that's
He-
when like Zola shushed him, which also made me like laugh out loud. That she was like,
oh
my
my gosh,
aunt is
yes.
making history. And they were like, okay. I'm like, y'all just got like told to be quiet by the like 14-year-old or whatever.
I
Yeah,
don't know how old
12.
she
I
is
don't
now.
know. The preteen, basically. I don't know.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. That was
And
fun.
also they all kept having this like roommate situation
Uh-huh.
and living situation. I was like, okay, this is they did this in season 1.
Yeah.
But they all ended up living at Meredith's house. I was like, but Meredith's house burned down. So what are they gonna do? Are they gonna find like a new place?
That's because you didn't watch Station 19 first and you didn't know that
I
the house was
know.
still okay.
I know. So I didn't know any of that. And so
Yeah.
that's also why it was kind of interesting me watching it flip backwards, just because I
Yeah.
kept getting surprised on Grace. And then going back and watching Station 19, I was like, oh.
Yeah. That's good.
But we already knew about Mika's whole situation because it started with her van being towed. But then Simone opened up to Meredith and said that, she's having issues with her sister. And I was like, I know what they're doing. I know what this is. They're all going to wind up at that house.
Yeah. So now
Yep.
how do we get Quan and Jules there? Because I feel like we need them there as well. We need them all 5 just to
Well,
make
they'll
it
probably be
super
like,
interesting.
who were the last 2 that came in? Isn't that Izzy and Alex?
Yeah, that's true.
They ended up living there for a little bit, like off and on. No,
Well, no, it wasn't
Christina never
Izzy.
left there.
Yeah, no.
Christina never lived there.
So maybe Quan never will. I don't know, but maybe if he's with
No, I
Jules, he
think
will.
Christina lived there, but
Maybe just for a
think that was
tiniest.
I think that was when Alex had the house.
Yeah.
Short
Because
That's
Izzy,
right. That's right.
Because Izzy and George were the first ones to move in with Meredith.
Yes.
Then Alex came later. Yeah.
I had to remember the Christmas tree. Meredith, George, and Izzy.
Oh, I loved it.
Oh yeah.
But no, I was waiting for that because I mean when I didn't even think about Simone because I think her comment like it was in such passing that I didn't really pay attention to what she was saying. I kind of figured about Minka because of the look on Winston and Maggie's face and they were like, wait, did you say your like house got towed? Like they were like so confused.
Yeah.
And then obviously, Amelia was asking Lucas about his living situation. He had a hostel with some roaches. So I mean, it was like, obviously, get the kid out of there,
But I like that it's Amelia, Maggie, and Meredith who all gave like their keys to each one of them.
Yeah.
It was
cool.
really cool how they did it, to be honest.
I agree. I liked it. I liked it too.
So it's back to being the intern house.
Yes. But I mean, speaking of Maggie and Winston, this was not their best week. And I don't know how I feel about it. I mean, honestly, like Maggie made me really mad. Like I've never had a like strong opinion about Maggie either way. But it's funny that we used to like really distrust Winston and we weren't sure what we thought about him. And now I'm like, buddy, you deserve better. Okay. Like, I don't know. Like she's really dismissive.
I don't think this is gonna stay. I really don't. I think they'll be okay. But because every couple that we've gone through has always had like a breakup or a huge dramatic storyline, which we never really got with Maggie and Winston.
It's true.
So I really feel like this is just them throwing a wrench into the relationship for a storyline, to be honest. Because every single relationship on the show has some sort of dramatic thing to happen to it. That's Grace.
Yeah.
So I feel in my heart that they're going to be okay because I love Maggie and Winston.
Yeah. I think she's just got to chill out though.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I agree. It just bugs me that she, is just so dismissive of like, I mean, he's trying to do this to save your all's marriage. And she's just like completely just thinks he'll just get over it.
Yep.
So I don't know. Hopefully that works out, but we'll see how it goes.
We also this baby's parents. I usually don't talk trash about patients and parents and their choices. This one was irritating me. I was like, you're like the baby's going to die or have the heart surgery. Like
I know.
Like he's gonna what are you doing?
Yeah.
She's Maggie's super confident. It's not like she's like, well, these are the bad chances. Like there's more about she was like really like the way that it was presented and the reaction to the parents had was kind of odd to me. It didn't really flow very well in that matter. And I don't know why they did that. I don't know if it was for Amelia to be able to go and talk about Christopher to them. If we needed to have some talk about that, because I think we've actually complained that she never speaks of Christopher. And in private practice, that was such a huge thing that happened. And then it's just like never mentioned in Grey's Anatomy. So it was kind of nice to hear Amelia talking about Christopher. So I did like the storyline for that reason. But at the same time, I wanted that baby to have the surgery and to be okay. Yeah.
And I mean, I kind of figured it would, but yeah, I agree. I mean, I get being scared, but I'm not sure that I think in the end I would make the decision to like do it. But I mean, it probably was for the conversation that Amelia had to have, like, to be a part of it, which that was, I didn't watch Private Practice. So like, I know this storyline exists, but like, I didn't, this was kind of emotional because I didn't really get to feel it until like we heard her talking about it today or on this episode. Yeah.
And I mean, even kind of the end of this, we leave Maggie and Winston in not a very good place at the end of this episode.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll be kind of interested to see how long this is going to last. And
the only other big case we had this week was with Tessa coming back, which was a little tough. I
had honestly forgot about her. It took me a while I was like, why does everybody keep saying Tessa? Like, this is a known person. I can't think of who she is.
The only reason I knew is because I remember her storyline well because of who the actress is. It's, from Home Improvement. So I don't know. That's one of the reasons she stands out to me.
Who is she in Home Improvement?
That's Jill. She's just gotten older. That's Jill from Home Improvement, like main character.
Never.
Yeah.
I think she always kind of looked familiar to me, but I just never looked it up and never placed her.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's
her. No. I loved Home Improvement. Oh my gosh. Sorry.
Yeah, you're fine.
So if I knew that would have probably.
That's why she stood out to me.
That makes sense. Lucas,
though, like, he had that confrontation with Levi a little bit about, like, take her in for, like, the CT or was it CT or MRI? Whatever
CT.
It was. Okay, CT. He thought he'd go ahead and take her to the OR, but like, he felt so bad about that. But at the same time, like, Levi is your boss, so like, you said your piece, Lucas. I don't think you should feel that way because I don't think he could do any more than what he already did. I mean,
agree.
If anything, it's on Levi for not assessing the situation correctly.
Yeah, but I was kind of surprised about Levi too. I didn't really like that look on him at all.
I'm not sure that I like him as chief resident. I don't like the powers.
He's too power hungry.
I don't like it.
I don't either.
It's not good for him.
This is why Hell needs to come back because
I know
she can handle it.
She can take him down a notch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
he listens.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah, so bring Hell back to the hospital, please.
Yeah,
Levi needs it, and then they can be lead residents or whatever.
Right? Can they both do it? That'd be good.
Chief residents.
I mean, maybe, right?
Wouldn't you guys love to see that? They would butt heads so much. It would be fantastic.
Yeah.
But I mean, obviously, we lose Tessa on the table. I didn't see that one coming, actually.
I didn't either.
And also for Meredith's final surgery in Grey's Anatomy to be a death, it has to be a statement in some kind of way.
Mm-hmm.
It has to be, and I just haven't placed it yet. Was her first surgery a death?
I don't remember.
I don't remember.
I don't know.
I don't think so.
No, it wasn't, because it's a girl who's come back.
Yeah,
right, the one she got lost in the hallway with, and when that her kind of her first surgery to be in.
So long, I don't know. But maybe. But I mean, they have, like, it was cool that I guess Tessa. That's why, because I was wondering, I was like, why does Tessa want her purse when she was about to go into that CT? Like, I was like, that's such a weird thing. But I mean, it turns out like she gave Simone the flash drive, which her final book, which I did love that because I'm like, that's really cool,
Yeah.
And I mean, we got to see, and I mean, that came back. Meredith was obviously reading that to her kids on the plane. But yeah, this is, I don't know. There's been a lot of talk about Meredith's exit. I personally would I have liked to have seen some more flashbacks? Yeah, I think I would. But I was not disappointed necessarily in this being her farewell. I honestly didn't even think I should be disappointed until I saw like other people talking about being disappointed. I was like, oh, okay, maybe I should be.
Yeah, that was. I feel very confused about how I feel about Nick and Meredith.
The Nick and Meredith thing is probably the one thing that I'm a little upset with, and how it all ended. Because I mean, I wasn't upset. I mean, Meredith is probably, I mean, I got everything. I got both sides going back and forth of why Nick felt how he did, why Meredith felt how she did. I was totally like, I see both sides here. But Nick did the right thing by calling
Yeah.
her and for her to just pretend she couldn't hear him and just kind of blow it off. That really bugged me.
Yeah, that it did me too. I didn't think they did that right at all.
Yeah.
It was very weird and
I
awkward.
also
I was like, what was the purpose of that exactly?
I think
Agreed.
because they're not over, and this is not the last we're going to see of them. I mean, like Meredith even said, she's like, this is not like forever. Like I'll be here next week. Like she's
Yeah.
gonna, she's just not. She's gonna be appearing in Grey's Anatomy, I believe. Don't quote me
Yeah.
from the interviews that I've seen, but just not like every week. And
Yeah.
she'll be like dropping by sometimes. So I think we're just not finished with them. I think we'll get some closure. We better get some freaking closure.
Yeah.
And Nick's also still at Gray Sloan. So I feel like we'll still be able to follow Nick.
Yeah, true.
And therefore we'll know what's going on with Nick and Meredith.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna make it.
Yeah,
I do.
hopefully. What about Helm scolding him like at the bar of like, you're an idiot?
Meredith is amazing.
I knew it as soon as like he sat down. I was like, oh, Helm's gonna give it to him because she's been in love with Meredith since her first day working there.
Yep.
I was here for it for sure.
But I have to say, I teared up when Meredith gave that speech to Nick. And thank you, Eve, for putting it in here.
I watched that scene 5 times to make sure I got that line word for word.
And I'm glad you did, because this was so important. And I'm really happy that she said this in this last episode, because she said, I'm a grown woman with a big career and a big life and 3 kids, and this move is what my daughter needs. I want to have you in my life if you want to be in my life. But if I have to choose, I pick me, I pick my kids, and I pick what's best for us. And I'm not going to beg you to love me. And that's a perfect callback to Derek of pick me, choose me,
she did
love
beg
me.
Him. Yeah. Yeah.
And it's she's grown so much, and it's so beautiful to see.
Yeah.
And I teared up when she was making that speech, because it's like, wow. Like, could they have done a couple of things different with this episode to make it better, to make it more of a farewell for Meredith? Yes, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, the photo collage people are putting out that we've seen, like, those are all something like that, I think would have made it even better.
Yeah.
But this little quote right here almost just made the episode for me. Yeah. Because it made her come full circle of how immature she was at the beginning of her and Derek's relationship, to putting her and her kids first and putting the man last. Yeah. And I mean,
I loved it.
Yeah, I loved it. But
her party was, not what we expected it to be, but I loved it. Like, it was so good in just typical Grey's fashion. I mean, she's got her bar mitzvah like cake that I mean, poor Lee.
Amelia's like, why is it so big?
I don't blame him. I don't think I would have looked either. If I gave you the name and you gave me a cake, I would have just rolled with it,
Happy Meredith. I lost it.
I thought it was so good. And even Bailey's face when she looked something. Well, Bailey looked at it and she was just like, just
not gonna question it.
Yeah, we're just gonna eat the cake and move on.
But like Eve said, it was a callback to Yay Zola.
Yes.
Which was, again, bravo.
Yes. Anything else major?
Of course, we got a speech from Bailey and Richard, which I think those are the only 2 people I expected to hear from.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It was kind of a little goodbye, but like she said, I'll be here next week. That's why I think it wasn't a huge thing at the hospital. I do have to say, I'm loving the nostalgia about what's about to come with the interns taking over their Meredith's house again.
Yeah, it's a big nod back to season 1, because we see them, fixing up the house and they're at the hospital. They talk about, it looks like they're about to get into a little competition over who gets the best room. And I think that's something that Izzy and George were doing season 1 to get, the better room. So I was like, this is a lot of season 1 stuff they're really shoving into this season, and I love it.
I love it. I'm here for it.
And then, Teddy still wants to be chief, and then
Oh gosh,
in to throw her hat in the ring.
Amelia.
Of course.
No, Teddy. I think Teddy would be a better chief than
Amelia, I think, would be a terrible chief. I love Amelia,
Oh.
but there's
Yeah.
no way.
I
No.
love Amelia, but she can't handle being chief. That's
No.
She's happy in her little neuro world. I don't think she can do chief. That's not her cup of tea.
No.
And then it looks like Link is operating on a Seahawk, so that'll be interesting. And
Is
of
this a
course-
callback to Izzy operating on the deer?
No, like a Seahawk, like football player.
Oh,
I was really confused. I was like,
It took me a minute. I was like,
what does football
what?
have to do with the deer?
oh no.
And of course, things are going to go terribly wrong with that, or they're supposed to. So I guess we'll
They
find
always
out
do.
next week.
I think that covers it, right? So we'll just see what happens next week. And in the meantime, of course, come check out our Facebook group. It is Grey's Anatomy, Grey Family Fan Club. We can definitely keep talking about stuff there. And then come back, check out, let's see, our Sunday nights are our Fox nights. Right now it's 911 Lone Star. Soon 911 the OG will be back. Then we got Tuesday nights is our NBC night, All Things One Chicago. And of course, Wednesday nights are our ABC nights with Station 19 and Grey's Anatomy. So make sure to come back and check all those out, and see y'all later. Bye.
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 Loving our content? Subscribe to our YouTube channel, and don't forget to share our podcast with your family and friends. We want to continue the conversation with you. You can find us on Instagram, Twitter, or TikTok under Fandom Family Chats, or one of our ever-growing Facebook groups by searching Family Fan Club. We've also launched a website, Family Fan Club 2021 at wixsite.com. You can email us there and keep checking it for announcements and merch coming soon. And of course, be sure to tune in every week for new episodes discussing all your favorite shows.